Hi class, today we are going to take a look at the first step of application of percentage, which is discount. So basically, you are supposed to have a marked price and a discount percentage to calculate your new selling price. So I'm going to just write down the three things that you are supposed to have. One, you are supposed to have a marked price. A marked price is really the original cost. Of the item. And the second thing you are supposed to have is a discount percent. That will be actually the reduction. Right? And the thing that they would ask you to actually calculate would be the new selling price. Now basically your formula to calculate your new selling price is supposed to be your marked price minus your discount. Will basically give you your new selling price. So this is what we are going to do today. We are going to take our marked price minus our discount to get our new selling price. Okay, so we're going to take a look at our first example. So I'm going to use abbreviations. So MP will be marked price. Of $12.50. Our discount percent, again we're using abbreviations. Discount percent would be 20%, and we are going to calculate our new selling price. So we are going to apply what we know in percentages. So 20% of $12.50. And we are going to mark off our zeros. Remember, you cannot mark off zeros that you don't have. So 125 by 2 will give you $250. Now, of course, you can do your calculation. Take your time and make sure that you do your proper calculation. This will not be our final answer. We would have to subtract it from our marked price. So our marked price was $12.50. That was the original cost, and our discount is $2.50. So therefore, our new selling price would be $1,000. Notice that our new selling price is less than the $12.50. Okay, because we had subtracted 20%, or 20% would be the $250. Okay, so let us look at another example. Example 2. And for this question, we're going to take into consideration what we should have learned, which is our conversions. Okay, so our mark price for this question is $640. Our discount percent is 12.5%. Our new selling price is what we have to calculate. So 12.5% is equal to 1/8. So we're going to use 1/8 instead of 12.5. 1/8 of $640. And look how much easier this is, because 8 could easily go into 64 8 times, and then 8 into 0 is 0. So our discount is $80. Our new selling price, however, would be 640 minus 80. Which is $560. $560 would be our final answer. Okay, so we can look at another example. Example 3. Where we have our marked price at $2,500. Our discount percent $25%. Our new selling price is what we have to calculate. So we calculate 25%. Again, reminding you all that we applying, it is about application of percentages. Okay, so we can cross out our zeros. And then 25 by 25 will be $625. Again, I am going to take the shortened version. You can actually multiply, right? You can do the multiplication. However, the main focus is calculating your discount and understanding your discount. If they ask for your discount, then that will be a final answer. But if they ask for new selling price, then you would have to minus it from the $2,500. Okay, so we are going to have to regroup for this question. 5, 7, 1875. So our new selling price would be $1,875. So we had looked at a variety of examples. There we look at one more example using conversion. This is example 4, where we have our marked price at $1,680. our discount percent at 33 and a third percent, and our new selling price is what we have to calculate. Okay, so 33 and a third percent, the conversion for that would have been a third multiplied by 1680 over 1. Right, so we have to, if we're in the examination room and you are looking at a question, the numbers are looking a little bit big, for some students a little bit scary, I would advise you to just, what I say, go brave, okay, and just try to reduce it one time, because you have to trust that the examiner is not trying to fool you or trick you, okay. So 3 into 16 would be 5, remainder 1, making the 8 into 18. 3 into 18 is 6, and then 3 into 0. So our discount is $560. This, if they ask you for the discount, this will be a final answer. But if they ask you for the new selling price, you will have 1680 minus 560, which will give you a new selling price of $1,120. Now I want to show you one other alternative to calculating new selling price. I would show you this question both ways. So if we have a mark price of $3,500 and we have a discount percent of 30%, and we have to calculate new selling price. Alternatively, before, I'm going to show you it both ways. Before, we have two different methods. Okay, so we have method 1, which we were using all the time. Okay, we have 30% of 3,500 over 1. We cross off the zeros, and then we multiply 35 by 30, and we get $1,050. Okay, this will be our discount, but not our final answer. Our final answer for new selling price would be 3,500 minus 1050. And we will get $2,450. Again, I'm reminding students that you take your time and you calculate your work, right? So we establish our new selling price would be $2,450. Now we can also have alternatively a method 2. Where we do not start with our money, but we actually start with our percentage. Okay, so let us look back at the question. The question was the discount is 30%. So that's the first thing that we have to notice there, 30%. So we actually start with our percentage. 100% would actually be our marked price percent, and 30% would be our discount percent. We minus both of them and we get 70%. This 70% would actually be our new selling price. So again, this is an alternative method. I would tell students that it is good to learn maths more than one way. Some teachers actually discourage it, but I actually encourage it because it actually encourages students to get better at maths, to understand it inside out, and the new examination requires that students apply knowledge. So therefore, common sense will tell you the more knowledge you have, it means that the more you would be able to apply it and be more successful at your examination. So now we know our new selling price is 70%. So we use that 70% of our marked price, which was 3,500. We cross out our zeros again, and this time we multiply 70 by 35. And we get 2450. I want you all to notice this answer, 2450. That's our final answer. Okay, we had used a different method, which is method 2. Our method 2 was focused on minusing our percentage first, instead of calculating percentage and minusing money after. Okay, so we actually minus our percentage first, meaning that our new selling price would be 70%. Our marked price is always 100%. Marked price or cost price is always 100%. This is an important thing for students to remember, to learn, to understand, okay, and to memorize, that your marked price or your cost price is always 100%, right? Your discount was 30%, so our new selling price would be 70%. So we did the opposite. We started with our percentage first and we minus our percentage instead. Okay, then we calculated, since we established that 70% is our new selling price, we just calculated 70% of 3,500 and we got 2,400 as our answer. Now let us check our last method. Our last method, where we had started off with our with our money. So we calculated 30% of 3,500, we got 1,050, and we minus it from our mark price of 3,500, and we got 2,450. So just to establish that we use two methods, and for students who are afraid of trying new methods, we use two methods, two different methods. We got 2,400 for our new selling price. We got 2,400, and using method 2, we got, sorry, not 2,400, 2,450, right? So I said the wrong thing. 2,450. We got 2,450, which you all are seeing here, and we got 2,450. We got the same answer. All right. So in just a brief recap, we use different the basis of the topic was application of percentage, and our application of percentage today was using discount. Okay, now we have to understand what was our mark price. Our mark price is the original cost of items. Okay, then you have the discount percent, which is a reduction of the mark price, and you must calculate your discount and then subtract it to get your new selling price. Okay, so our formula being mark price minus discount will give us our new selling price. And we had used a few examples using simple examples like 20%. We had used another one where we had used a mixed fraction percentage, and we had changed it to, we had changed 12.5 to 1/8. Okay, which you all should have learned your conversions by this point. We had used another simple number as 25%, and all of them, we have to notice that it depends on what the question asks. Some questions may ask you to calculate discount. If they ask you to just calculate discount, then your 2,500 would be your correct answer. But if they ask you for new selling price, then you have to go a little bit further and you have to subtract your 2,500. $625 from your 2,500 to get 1,875. All right, so if we go down a little further, we see another example here of using a mixed fraction percentage, and we had converted it to a proper fraction of 1/3, which is our conversion, using our conversion. Okay, and we had changed the question from a percentage to a fraction question and still followed the procedure of minusing the discount. All right, so for this last one, we had attempted to do both methods, two methods actually, right? One, which we had done before, by calculating the percentage of the mark price to establish our discount, and then subtracting it from our mark price to get our new selling price if that was required. And then method 2, where we did something a little bit different, where we actually subtracted our discount in terms of a percentage. So we use the percentage first. So we establish our new selling price in terms of a percentage and used that new percentage to calculate from our mark price, thereby getting our final answer, which is the new selling price. Okay, so I hope that this tutorial would be helpful in you doing your new exercises. Again, you can go through the tutorial more than one time. You can go through different examples as it applies to different questions that are asked. And I hope you all are able to get all your questions and all your answers correct.